Nikhil should swap my position because he's a true politician.
No.
It's time again for Run Order. Today we are discussing topic 6F. Does anybody know what it is? Let me show you why this has come up. Now, everyone sees 4E there. Yeah, you see it? Very good. Excellent. That is the English cricket team's analyst, Nathan Lehman, offering Eoin Morgan a tip on what he believes the team should do at that point. You saw that. What do you make of it, Gigi?
Crap. All my life, I've only seen two signals from the dressing room. Either stay there, or probably you need one run to get 100. That's about it. And that's all I
Let's wrap
believe
up the
in.
show now.
That's it. Thank you for watching ESPN Weekend for Run Order. 4E 6F is crap. What exactly is going on there, Deep? What is that?
Right. So I believe the analysts, they've created all these matchups and we all are aware before the match, every team gets this 21 page long matchups and whose numbers are better against whom and all that.
And did you say like 20-page matchup?
Listen, I have received 20-page matchups. Huh? I mean, pre-match dossiers and all.
Made by people like Gaurav Sundaraman. Yes. Yeah.
Which is helpful. Take nothing away from it. That is helpful. So now what I believe they've done is they've created these codes for them, these matchups. So when the side is fielding, the analyst puts up those codes to help the on-field captain to kind of, if it has missed his mind or whatever, so to kind of revisit those matchups that they've already discussed beforehand, before the game, and look at those. This is also taken from other sports, right? You have the playbooks. You have playbooks in, let's say, football or basketball and all these things. You have playbooks, right? So this is that playbook model that has been introduced in cricket by the English team manager.
And here's what the ECB say about this, right? Let me read it out for you. It says that the signaling system is being trialed and it was intended as a live informational resource that the captain may choose to use or ignore as he wishes. They're not commands or instructions, and all decision making takes place on the field. Okay, so now that's what they've said. But why is this looked at as any different from or someone going down to the boundary rope and telling a fielder what the plan of the management
or sending a bottle of water?
Sending a bottle of water, sending a substitute fielder. In the IPL, you have 2 strategic timeouts. It's technically just that in a slightly different avatar. So is it such a big deal, Nikhil?
I don't know whether Morgan was really listening to those signals, but we've got 2 international cricketers and they can testify. We do know of players and captains who refuse to even look up at the dressing room and look at the signals consciously. So would Morgan really want to know those signals or really would want to go with his instincts of deciding what to do? I know of plenty of captains who would have just shooed away such analysts. MS Dhoni, to name just one of many who wouldn't be interested in knowing what you're telling me from there, or rather just watch the game and decide.
Fair enough. Now, let me go to Shashank and GS and come back to Deep and Gautam. Shashank?
Harmless stuff. I mean, if a captain in the middle of the battle, if he wants to look at it and whatever he wants to make of it, then, I mean, if he wants to complicate matters, go for it. Or if he thinks it's going to help him, go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with this.
According to me, I'll give you one example where I feel maybe in the future this could potentially be useful. Say there's a plan, there's a very fixed plan that you need to bowl a bouncer to Chris Gayle because that's where he's weak. The captain also knows that. Captain has given the ball to a bowler to bowl that. First ball, wide Yorker, 6 or 4 runs. Then a low full toss on the leg side, 6 runs. So now 2 balls are over. He's not even bowled a bouncer. This is when maybe a signal like this could be given from the dressing room because you can't go in the middle of the over to actually tell the bowler what to do.
Is this something that potentially could help captains? Maybe those that aren't quite, seeing the game from that distance, which allows to make these sort of decisions.
Why do you need a captain? If you want all the information from outside, to be honest, then you can have a bowling captain and a batting captain. See, every bowler knows. And see, again, these analysts, all these matchups are very, very overrated. Everyone knows that what Chris Gayle struggles against. You don't need to put a left-arm spinner or a leg spinner against Chris Gayle. Everyone knows that you got to bowl a short ball to Andrew Russell. The whole world knows about it.
Yeah.
So all this analysts and all these matchups are just probably made too much out of it.
And we've come a long way, Deep, haven't we? 20 years back when Woolmer and Cronje did what they did in the World Cup. we felt like, or the cricket at the time received it as something evil, something sinister, some conspiracy, something not healthy for the game. The governing body intervened and said, no, this can't happen. Now, have we just made some ground there? We transcended some space where it's okay to have communication. We know how actively teams go on coaches and analysts and whatnot. There's a lot of it, especially in T20 cricket. So is this, like Shashank said, harmless? Simple as that?
I wouldn't say harmless, but I'm not against it, right? I'm not against it. But look at the bigger picture. Already you have so much of spoon feeding, and Gautam will agree with me. You have bowling coaches telling you, now players have become people only to execute. You have a whole team of people to plan it for you. Players go out there on the field to execute, right? So, I mean, if it's an international team, it's fine. Tomorrow you'll see an under-16 team doing this. You see an under-16 team. Anyways, the coaches are on the kids' anyways, right?
Yeah.
So now, go on.
Just one sec. And you know what? It just takes the ability of a captain to be instinctive as well, to be different as well. You've got analysts, you've got all these matchups. As you just mentioned very correctly, how much more spoon feeding do you want? I like captains who are very instinctive. I like captains who are thinking out of the box as well.
Okay, all right. Now we've seen some reaction to it in the English camp. Michael Atherton said nothing wrong with it. If they want to try it, if it seems to be something that'll help their team, what's wrong? Josh Butler had a bit of a joke, didn't he? He said first he tried to play it down, saying they're just showing lottery numbers or shoe sizes, and I mean they're trying to play it down, but there's something new we've seen. Yes, Deep.
Please don't let this happen with age group teams under 16, 19. Let them grow as players. Let them start thinking as players. I already have a problem with so much of information going into the players at a very early age, not encouraging them to think enough for themselves.
And Ronak, Morgan is a World Cup winning captain. Does he want to get spoon-fed even more? Because they're the world champions doesn't mean they need to do something different.
Let's leave it here. Let's wrap up the conversation. Is it cool or is it uncool? I know what you're going to say.
You got my answer.
Yeah. Go back to the first word Gautam said.
My first reaction was exactly, it's absolute crap.
All right, Nikhil.
To each his own. If someone really wants the information, let it flow. As long as you're not using it for DRS, I'm fine with it.
Nikhil should swap my position because he's a true politician.
No.
Brilliant. I was putting this up. Anybody wants to guess what it is?
Thank you.
No, it says time's up. I don't write you with a U. How old do you think I am? I don't say thank you, which is you.